It's 11:47 p.m. You're in bed, phone in your hands, doing that thing where you pretend you're just checking something real quick. It's die. But really you're mentally auditing your entire life. You open your bank app, you see the number, and your brain instantly does the math on everything. You just have to survive until payday. Then you scroll. You write down through Instagram, and somehow everyone you know is on a beach, in a new car, in a nicer apartment, eating at a restaurant where the plates are bigger than the food, and you're sitting there thinking, what am I missing? Do I need to make like triple what I make? Is that the secret? Here's the thing. Most people think they need some huge income number to start building wealth. But that's completely wrong. A lot of people make good money and still stay broke because they keep buying the same five things that quietly drain their future, not in one dramatic explosion, more like a slow leak in a bucket, and you can't fill one hour that's leaking. You can only stress about why it never stays full. And yeah, this part might sting a little because these purchases are normal. They're celebrated, they're marketed like adulting, they're treated like rewards. But they're also the reason so many people feel like they're running on a treadmill, working harder, earning more, but somehow not moving forward. My name is Boniface, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, human psychology, and why people keep repeating the same financial patterns even when they genuinely want to do better, which honestly is kind of insane when you think about it. And if you're tired of feeling behind no matter how hard you work, and you actually want to build real wealth without hating your life, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out. Because by the end of this, you're going to see something that most people never see. Wealth isn't built by one big genius move. It's built by not stepping on the same rakes over and over. And once you understand why these five purchases are so dangerous, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. Sound familiar? Does that make you a little uncomfortable? Good. It should. That's your brain waking up. Okay, let me paint you a picture. You get a raise. Maybe it's $300 more per month after taxes. Not life-changing, but it's something. You feel lighter, you breathe a little easier, and then within a few weeks, the raise disappears. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you're bad with money, but because life expands to match your income. You upgrade a few things, you say yes a little more, your spending quietly grows legs and walks into the future, and the biggest leg walker of them all is sitting in driveways all over the world. Let's talk about the car, not cars are bad, not you should drive a 1998 dented toaster. I'm not here to cosplay poverty. I'm talking about the modern, normalized habit of turning a vehicle into a lifestyle payment. Here's the thing that might surprise you. The problem isn't the price of the car, it's the monthly payment you accept, like it's just a fact of adulthood. You walk into a dealership, and they don't ask, how much do you want to spend? They ask, what monthly payment can you handle? Which is like a restaurant asking, how much can you emotionally tolerate per bite? Because once you focus on the monthly payment, you can be convinced to buy almost anything. A $550 payment, a $700 payment, a $900 payment, and you tell yourself, it's fine, it fits the budget. Yes, but here's the kicker. That monthly payment is not just a bill. It's a boulder you're choosing to push uphill every single month before you even get to saving, investing, or breathing. Let's use simple numbers. Say you're paying $650 a month for a car. That's not even insane anymore. That's normal. $650 a month is $7,800 a year. And if you keep that kind of payment lifestyle for, say, 6 years, that's $46,800 of cash flow you sacrificed. And we're not even talking about insurance, maintenance, registration, or the fact that cars lose value like a melting ice cube in July. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Boniface, but I need a car. I can't invest my way to work. Agreed. You need transportation. But do you need a $650 a month lifestyle anchor? Because that same $650 invested every month instead, even at a boring, not magical average return, turns into real money. Let's be conservative. Say you invest $650 a month and you average about 7% per year. Over 6 years, you've put in about $46,800, but with growth, you're looking at something closer to the mid 50,000s. So the decision isn't car or no car. It's, do you want a nicer car now, or do you want a growing asset that buys you options later? And options are the entire point of wealth. Options are sleeping at night. Options are saying no to a job that's eating your soul. Options are not panicking when life throws a surprise bill in your face. A huge car payment is basically you walking up to your future self, shaking them down and going, hand it over. I want leather seats. And look, I get it. Like, cars are emotional. Status is emotional. Feeling successful is emotional. But here's where most people get this completely wrong. The car doesn't make you feel successful. The lack of financial pressure does. The car gives you a temporary dopamine hit. The payment gives you long-term anxiety. So what do you do instead? You pick a car like a wealthy person, not like a stressed person trying to look wealthy. A wealthy person asks, is this reliable? Is this cheap to maintain? Can I keep it for a long time? Does this purchase free up money or trap it? Actionable move. Decide on a transportation budget that protects your investing. If your car payment is blocking you from investing at least 10% to 20% of your income consistently, the car is too expensive for your current wealth building phase, period. And if you already have the expensive car, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to wake you up. Run the numbers, see what selling it and downsizing would do to your monthly breathing room. That breathing room is your wealth snowball. That's how the snowball starts rolling downhill. Now, let's go from the driveway to your front door, because the second purchase is even sneakier, and it's the one people defend with the passion of a lawyer protecting a billionaire: the housing upgrade. This is where someone moves from a perfectly fine place to a nicer one, not because they truly need it, but because it feels like the next step. A bigger apartment, a nicer building, a better neighborhood, an extra room you barely use, but it sounds good when you say it. And again, I'm not anti-comfort. I like comfort. I enjoy walls that don't talk back. But there's a difference between comfort and financial handcuffs. Here's the thing. Housing is usually your biggest expense, which means a small upgrade becomes a huge long-term drain. Let's keep it real. Say your current rent is $200 a month. You upgrade to a place that's $1,700. That's only $500 more, which doesn't sound that bad when you're standing in a nicer kitchen thinking, this is the life. But $500 a month is $6,000 a year. Over 5 years, that's $30,000. And if that $500 was invested monthly instead, again at around 7%, you're looking at something like $35,000 to $40,000 after 5 years. That is not small. That's an emergency fund plus a serious investment account. That's the difference between being trapped and having choices. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but my home is my life. I'm there every day. Totally fair. But here's something that might surprise you. A lot of housing upgrades are not about daily happiness. They're about identity. It's you trying to buy a feeling. I'm doing well. I'm grown. I'm not behind. I'm not struggling. People will respect me. And I'm telling you gently, as a friend, people don't respect your square footage. They respect your peace, and your peace comes from margin, financial margin. When your housing eyes costs, I stretch you, it starts a countdown timer. Every paycheck becomes, make sure the rent clears. Every month becomes, don't get sick, don't have a car problem, don't have anything unexpected. That's not living, that's managing a controlled panic. So what's the move? You pick housing based on math and lifestyle, not ego. Actionable move, cap your housing costs in a way that leaves room for wealth building. A simple guideline is keeping housing around 25% to 30% of your take-home pay, if you can. Not because it's a magic rule, but because it gives you room to save, invest, and handle life. And if you live in a high-cost area where that sounds like a fairy tale, then the wealth-building move might be getting, hey, all my roommates, a smaller space, a longer commute, or creative options for a season. It's not glamorous, but neither is being stuck, because the goal isn't to look rich in your 20s and 30s. The goal is to actually be rich later with a life that isn't held together with stress and caffeine. Now, once people lock themselves into a big housing cost and a big car payment, something weird happens. They still want the nice life. So they start buying it in pieces, and this is where we get to the third purchase, the one that's basically a financial magician. It makes money disappear while you're looking the other way. Financed lifestyle purchases, furniture financed. Buy now, pay later. That new couch because your place needs it. That dining table because you want your home to feel like a Pinterest board. And look, I'm not saying live in an empty apartment like a monk. I'm saying be careful when your comfort upgrades are powered by debt, because debt turns a simple purchase into a long-term commitment. Let me paint you another Tom picture. You buy a $2,400 couch. The store offers you a payment plan, only $99 a month, which sounds harmless, like a little subscription to sitting down. But here's the problem. Those little payments stack on top of your other little payments: car payment, housing, phone, subscriptions, credit card minimums. Each one seems manageable alone. Together, they become a treadmill. And this is why people with decent incomes still feel broke. Their money is already spoken for before it even arrives. Here's the kicker. Financed lifestyle purchases usually come from impatience. You want the future lifestyle now. But wealth is built by being willing to wait. Wealth is delayed gratification with receipts. Let's do the simple math. If you finance $2,400 and you carry it on a credit card, balance is at say 20% interest, and you make minimum payments, you can end up paying way more than $2,400, sometimes thousands more. And the worst part, you don't feel it. You just feel vaguely stressed. It's like having a small leak under your sink. You don't notice it day to day, but until you open the cabinet one day and everything is warped. That's debt. Now, the action step here is not never buy furniture. It's this: stop using debt to buy lifestyle. If you want something, build a little sinking fund, a boring savings bucket with a purpose. Put $100 or $200 a month into it. When the money is there, you buy the thing. No interest, no panic. And here's a fun secret. When you pay with saved money, you're way pickier. You start asking, do I really want this, or am I just bored and scrolling? Which leads perfectly into the next purchase, because the fourth one is basically boredom with a price tag. The constant tech upgrade. New phone every year, new smartwatch, new earbuds, new laptop because the old one is slow, which might just mean you have 38 tabs open and you haven't restarted it since last season. Have you ever noticed how tech companies don't sell you a product anymore? They sell you a feeling. This is the new you. Yeah, this is the organized you. This is the productive you. This is the successful you. And you buy it hoping it will upgrade your life. But here's the thing. Buying a new device rarely upgrades your habits. A $200 phone does not fix your spending. A $500 watch does not fix your sleep. A $300 set of earbuds does not fix your discipline. It's just a shiny distraction. Let's do sumak. Quick numbers. If you upgrade your phone every year and the average cost is $1,000, that's $5,000 over 5 years. If you instead keep your phone for 3 years, you might spend $1,000 once, maybe replace the battery once, and you save a few thousand. Now, a few thousand doesn't sound like wealth. So it's like, but wealth isn't built by one big heroic sacrifice. It's built by not bleeding out in small, socially approved ways. And here's where most people mess this up completely. They don't count opportunity cost. If that extra $800 a year goes into investing, it's not just $800, it's $800 that starts compounding year after year like a snowball picking up speed. Actionable move, create a tech rule for yourself. Something simple like I only upgrade when it breaks or when it meaningfully improves my income or after a set number of years. And if you love tech, fine, you're allowed to enjoy life. Just don't confuse I like this with this helps me build wealth. Because wealth building is not about never buying fun things. It's about buying fun things from a position of strength. Now, we've talked about the big obvious drains: car, housing, debt, lifestyle, tech upgrades. So you might be thinking, okay, Boniface, I get it. Big purchases matter. Yes. But the final one is the purchase that doesn't feel like a purchase. It's the one that slides under your radar because it's just monthly. The subscriptions and auto charge convenience. This is the leaking bucket in its final form. It's $12.99 here, $9.99 there, $9.99 for the premium version, $6.99 for storage, $14.99 for that app you use twice, $49.99 for the gym you keep meaning to go back to. And the funniest part, you probably don't even know the full list without checking, which is exactly why it's dangerous. Because you can't manage what you don't notice. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your bank statement and thought, wait, what is this charge? And then you shrug and move on because it's not big enough to start a war over? That shrug is expensive. Let's do a realistic scenario. Say you have 2 streaming services at $15 each, music at $11, cloud storage at $3, a couple apps at $10 total, a gym membership at $40, that's about $94 a month. Again, not shocking, not scandalous, but $94 a month is $1,128 a year. Over 10 years, that's $11,280. And if that $94 a month was invested consistently at around 7%, now you're talking about something closer to like between $16,000 and $20,000 ICE over that time, depending on the exact return, for subscriptions, for things you don't even remember signing up for, which is kind of wild when you think about it. And here's the deeper point. Subscriptions train you to live with constant low-level financial drag. They make monthly obligations feel normal. So when a bigger monthly obligation shows up, like a car payment or a housing upgrade, you're already used to the idea that your money is pre-spent. That's how people end up feeling trapped without one dramatic mistake. Just 1,000 small agreements they never consciously made. Actionable move: do a subscription audit. Go into your bank statement, your current App Store buy subscriptions, and your email for the word receipt. Write them down, every single one. I then ask 3 questions. Do I use this weekly? Does this truly improve my life? Would I buy this again today if I had to re-enter my card? If the answer is no, cancel it. Not later, now. And if you still want entertainment, great. Pick 1 or 2, rotate them. You don't need every streaming service at once. You're not running a cinema. Now, you might be thinking, but this feels small compared to car payments and rent. Yes. But here's the thing that matters most. This is where your identity is built. Because wealth isn't just math, it's behavior. It's becoming the kind of person who notices where their money goes and decides on purpose. Most people live on autopilot. Wealthy people live with awareness, not obsession. Awareness. And awareness is like switching the lights on in a messy room. Suddenly you can actually clean it. So let's tie all of this together, because I don't want you walking away thinking the message is don't buy stuff. The message is stop buying things that steal your future options. A massive car payment steals your investing power. A housing upgrade steals your margin. Financing lifestyle purchases steals your peace. Constant tech upgrades steal your focus. Subscriptions steal your awareness. Each one is a leak. Together, they drain the whole bucket. And the reason this matters isn't because I want you to be a good person. It's because I want you to have a life with more room in it. Room to breathe, room to take risks, room to leave, room to rest, room to help your family, room to handle emergencies without your stomach dropping to the floor. Because that's what wealth actually gives you, not the ability to buy louder stuff, the ability to live quieter. So here's what I want you to remember. If you're building wealth, you don't have to fix everything this week. You don't have to go full monk. You don't have to punish yourself for past decisions, but you do have to start. Start by plugging one leak. Pick the biggest one or pick the easiest one. either works. Maybe you downsize the car payment. Maybe you stop chasing the housing upgrade. Maybe you kill the finance purchases and build a sinking fund. Maybe you stop upgrading tech just because the ad made you feel behind. Maybe you cancel subscriptions until your money starts obeying you again. Because your future self is not some stranger. Your future self is you, just older, hopefully calmer, hopefully sleeping better, hopefully not forced to work forever, because today's version of you kept buying temporary feelings. And the most powerful shift you can make is this: stop thinking like someone who tries to save. Start thinking like someone who protects their future. That's what wealthy people do. They protect the snowball, they keep it rolling. They don't stop it at the top of the hill because they wanted something shiny for a moment. So tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever you're ready, look at your spending with honest eyes, not judgment, not shame, just truth. Because truth is the beginning of control, and control over time becomes freedom.